Sway.
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 In the morning.
In the morning.
In the morning.
Shade 45.
Wake your fuck ass up. That crust out, y'all.
On Shade 45.
We do not even have a basketball team.
That's right. Broadcasting live from Capsule is Yorkville Avenue. Come on down, 74 Yorkville Avenue. We just had about, say that again? 79? Okay, 79. Is it 69? Yorkville Avenue? Say that again? Unit 104. Okay, man, we got it together. I'm not trying to pretend, HB, like I know. I don't come into cities and pretend like I know. You know, I come into cities and ask you guys what's up. You know, that's the best way to learn. You know, right?
That's how you learn.
T-Dot, make some noise. All right, we heard from a lot of hyenas. We've had a couple NBA players come up here, right?
Right.
Mo Peterson came by, right?
Alvin
came by as well. This guy right here. We're all celebrating the 20th anniversary of the question. Allen Iverson's iconic sneaker. There have been so many sneakers that have come out in 20 years that have come and go. You know, this is one of the elite top sneakers in the game that won't be going anywhere.
Facts.
Okay, and that has a lot to do with the type of player AI has been on and off the court. You know, he was our representation coming into the league in terms of folks who came from the hip-hop generation.
Right.
If you came from the streets, you came from a disenfranchised place, you would watch Allen Iverson and go, man, I could be him.
Right.
When he put those tats on his body and everybody thought it was crazy. You look around the NBA right now, it's almost like if you don't have tats, you crazy. Right? Well, before all of that, man, they protested Allen Iverson when he had all those tats. So he opened the door to make a lot of folks be able to be creative with their own body, you know, and how they represent themselves. When they told him, no, you can't be you, he said, no, you can't tell me who I can be. So we're celebrating him right now. He'll be here momentarily. But there's another guy that's here today that defied all the odds. He defied all the odds. If you looked at him, and he told you he was one of the star players in the NBA, you probably just faint and thought you was in a dream or something. You wouldn't believe him. Through hard work, perseverance, resilience, and the ability to look no in the face and say, I don't believe you, I believe me. He was able to get into the NBA and inspire a lot of people. He's here with us today, former Toronto Raptor as well. Heather B, you want to do the honors?
Man, come on, Sway. He a citizen already of Sway in the morning. It's the one and only Mugsy Bogues, man.
Yes.
Give it up for him. Legend.
Muggsy, go ahead and pick the mic up, man.
What's up? Hello.
Yeah, Muggsy.
Am I on?
Yeah, you on, man. Take my mic, man. Here, you can take my mic, man.
There we go.
They always
Feel like I'm.
me now, but that's okay.
Oh, we got to hear you.
No, my voice carries, Muggsy.
There you go.
Okay, Toronto, man. The whole world is in Toronto. You know, at the time, we were talking about this earlier. There was a time where, if you was going to play in Toronto, people frowned like, man, I don't want to play up there. Now, you can't get people out of Toronto now. Have you noticed the change?
Absolutely. I mean, it's such a blessing. I mean, it's so grateful that the NBA finally made it up here in Canada. I mean, this is where originally basketball started.
Yeah.
125 years ago. So I mean, it's grateful that the game has came back here, and you give the fans the opportunity to see what NBA behind the scene is all about. Mm-hmm. You got all the stars, the best players in the world, going to be out there performing, entertaining, and Canada definitely deserve this type of entertainment. And they've been very instrumental in terms of how many players is now that's in the NBA. We got more Canadian players besides the Americans that's in the NBA now.
Yeah.
And that goes from the testament of the Vince Carters and the Tracy McGrady's. Those guys set the stage in terms of wanting kids to start to dream on a basketball court that they could be NBA basketball players as opposed to thinking they could just play soccer, or hockey. Uh-huh. So it just changed the whole dynamics up here, and it's such a good treat to watch.
I mean, I'm sure you got this question a lot, man, but I'm just looking at you and just remembering all the amazing plays I've seen you make in your career, man. What gave you the gall You know what I mean? Like, what to make you believe that you can play in the NBA? And I know you probably had more people than anyone tell you it'll never happen.
Absolutely. You know, coming up from the inner city of Baltimore, excuse me, being raised in that type of atmosphere, you know, you have a tendency that, you know, you wants to find a way out. And that was my main goal, trying to find a way out. And even though folks telling me that you couldn't do something, I just knew that just in Quiz's mind, just wanted to know. Yeah. You know, it's my mindset. You know, it all starts with your mindset, believing and understanding that no one has a hold on you besides yourself. I always knew that no one could be an expert on my life. I knew what my potentials, how big my heart was, and what my capabilities are. So that's one of the things that any individual should need to understand. In order to get to that place, you got to start with yourself first. If you don't love yourself, how do you expect other people to love you as well?
Muggsy, I remember when you were in Charlotte as well, playing for the Hornets, and it's crazy because how important then with everything you saying and where you come from. So once you get to a place, because as a player, you don't know where you'll end up, to embrace the city. You know, you said to me before we got on air, wow, look how many people came out to come to this. How important is it for a player once he does land somewhere to embrace the city and the people there?
Well, you know, I'm always an advocate of talking to the younger guys and try to let them understand the history of the game. And not only that, but how important the fans are.
Yeah.
You know, some folks have a tendency, once you get to a certain place, you forget where you came from. You're the same people you meet going up, you're the same people you're going to meet coming down. So you always want to stay grounded. You always want to stay humble and be appreciative of the people that supporting you and that's giving you the extra boost to go out there every day to do the job that you do. And, you know how hard it is for someone to ask for an autograph? I mean, that's very hard for someone to come up and ask someone for an autograph. For that little time, that little second, you know, give them what they want. I mean, because it's all about serving and all about making people feel good about themselves.
Hey, Mugsy.
You know, when you give them a round of applause for that right there, man. You, like Allen Iverson, I think your style of play kind of helped, you know, change the game in a sense. You know, when you think of people like Curry, or you see Isaiah Thomas or Kyrie Irving, or you see Chris Paul, and you know, to me these guys were all influenced by guys like you. And we would talk about this yesterday, me and Bree from Reebok, and guys like AI. How do you think AI helped change the game and its style of play?
Well, AI came in during a time where, you know, the NBA was going through a lot of changes, you know, especially with the dress code. You know, it was a lot of the other so-called stars was kind of on their way out a little bit, you know, MJ and so forth, those guys. And it was more or less about the dress code. And he challenged that. You know, he came in at a time where, you know, he wanted to be himself. You know, he wanted to not want to act like someone that, you know, what the NBA was trying to want him to be. So you got to give him kudos for that, because he really kind of changed the whole dynamic of what guys kind of how they carry themselves. You know, we was in our era, went to the games with suits on. We dressed up. You know, we was more that type of way. You know, those guys went to the game with sweatsuits. You know, they had their, and it's not saying there's anything wrong with it, but that's just the way he carried himself and how he felt comfortable. And when you feel comfortable and when you feel comfortable about yourself, you know, then others can follow. And that's what he did. He was able to let others follow it, but in a good way. And, you know, I always admire AI, you know, because he never shied away from the truth. Yeah. You know, he always stayed true to himself. And the way he played, I mean, for a guy his size, the impact he had on the game was amazing.
You know, you say something when you were saying this, I was thinking about a lot of the artists that are here today. You said when you're comfortable with yourself, then others will follow, right? And I always tell, you know, you could take those same principles that Allen Iverson lived by on the basketball court and utilize them in a rap game, you know, as artists.
True.
When you're comfortable with yourself, others will follow. You don't want to be the follower in the rap game. You want to be the leader. So when the MCs come up here and when they go to Sway in the morning, we always try to give them opportunity to be themselves and shine. Right. You know, so you can make your own imprint on the game the same way Mugsy did, the same way AI did. Give Mugsy Bogues a round of applause, man.
Appreciate that.
What's next for you, man?
Well, we got a little celebrity game tonight.
Okay.
So I gotta go get some rest.
Okay, you playing, right?
Yeah. I gotta take my instruction from Kevin Hart today.
Kevin Hart's your coach, right?
Yeah, he's a coach.
Yo, Kev really got a game, though, right?
Yeah, he says he has a game.
Yeah?
He got a game.
Yeah, I've seen him out there. Like, he runs around a lot. You know?
I saw him, Monet did a spin on him last year, though.
Uh-huh. It spent him up?
Yeah. She did a hellacious spin on him and kind of left him standing at that same spot.
All right, well, look, I might be in the crowd if you need me to suit up, man, you know.
I'm definitely going to need you because I got a good hard 2 minutes.
Huh?
I got a good
you got a
hard
hard 10 minutes?
Two
2
minutes.
minutes.
Two
Okay,
minutes.
all right, yeah, okay.
Yeah, you know.
You got a minute and a half longer than me. All right, man, give it up, man. Mugsy Bogues, ladies and gentlemen. All right, AI will be here AI is here. He's going to be coming out in a minute. AI is here, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to let DJ Romeo take it over for a minute. Sway in the morning, Shade 4-5.
It's Sway in the morning, only on Shade 45.